So I think to start off with, I think Corey's just going to tell his coaching story. It's kind of unique, and I think it would be beneficial for everybody to kind of see what happens in this business. So he's going to start with that, and then Michelle will kind of take over and do the big picture.
Okay, everybody mute yourselves, please.
Yeah, Amanda, mute yourself.
Come
on, I'm trying to.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna go over my coach story real quick, and I'm just gonna blow through it because I can get long-winded. So I'm gonna skip a lot of stuff. So here we go. I was just like you guys. My background story is my family has a pizza, ice cream, and movie store, ironically, and I ran that since I was 18 years old for them. Okay, so that has been my normal job other than this. And I don't know if anybody has any experience with working with family, but it's not all it's cracked up to be. They overwork you, underappreciate you, and underpay you and use you. And I mean, they pretty much have run me into the ground, and I've always tried to find avenues on my own to get out of that business. But at the same time, it's hard to leave because I've spent so much of my life there. So along came Beachbody. I've always been into fitness. I've always done my own thing, and I kind of got bored and tired of what I was doing. So I decided I wanted to change it up. I found some posts from one of my friends on Facebook about him doing P90X. He got great results. So I was like, hey, what the heck? Let's try something new. Ordered P90X. Got on the message boards instantly. Started posting stuff. I like forums anyway, so it's just something I do. And someone from Team Engage reached out to me, and it wasn't Greg. It was a totally different guy. Okay. He seemed like a cool dude. He told me about the coach thing where you get a free coach with the sign up there, which I had no idea about. And I decided to switch to him just because he was nice, not salesy, not pushy with me, so on and so forth. I signed up with him, and not even a week later, without him even telling me, I was scrolling through Team Beachbody and saw the coach opportunity. And I've always wanted to be a personal trainer. I've always wanted, to do something in fitness. I felt like that was what I was meant to do. And so I read about the coach opportunity and said, hey, whatever, let's just give it a shot. And if I make a tiny bit of extra money, good for me. You know what I mean? I wasn't expecting anything out of it. I just wanted to see what it was all about, see if I could make a little extra money on the side, help me and Nikki out, and whatever it turns out to be. So I signed up with Shakeology with a challenge pack, P90X2 challenge pack. Started messing around with the message boards a little bit. The guy that I signed up under, it was actually under Greg. So Greg was my Star Diamond upline. He wasn't my actual upline. Okay. So he got the same training from Greg that, you push the message boards just like I've taught all of you. And so I got on the message boards and I just put my head down and started hammering through it. And within my first week, I got $20 and I got so excited about it. And, it's any little tiny thing that I did, I got excited about. And that's just how I am. I get really motivated over the smallest things. Anyway, fast forward way ahead. About a month later, go ahead.
He got no training from this guy, though.
No training.
His name.
He just told me to go on the message boards.
His name is Justin.
Okay. Yeah, he did not train me. He was one of the uplines that signs you and dashes and kind of leaves you hanging. And back then, Greg wasn't that big yet either. So there wasn't a lot of team training. Like, this is all pretty new, the team training stuff. I pretty much, I 100% did this completely on my own without any help. Okay. So anyway, we'll fast forward. And about a month month and a half into my coaching career, Justin, my upline, completely dropped out, canceled his coach membership and everything. So not only was I wasn't getting the support or the training from him, I also no longer had an upline. Well, what he doesn't realize is, without warning me ahead of time, I could have bought in his business center, and it could have set me up and put me in a way better place. He dropped out, didn't tell anybody, and just completely quit. What he did was he put me on an inside leg, which this is going to get kind of confusing. I tried to explain this the other night. But he put me on an inside leg, not an outside leg. So basically what that means, when he quit, I stopped getting coaches placed under me from my upline, if that makes sense. You guys all see random people placed on your strong leg, okay? That is your upline help. That is money in the bank for you guys down the road when you start building your business. That's money you're gonna cycle on in the future. Because he quit on me and didn't warn me and put me on an inside leg, I am like starting from scratch, 100% on my own, like a founding coach. I have no upline help. Now, Greg still became my upline coach, but the way he places his people on the outside and I'm on the inside, I get none of his coaches. So what that means is basically that I very easily could have gave up and used that as an excuse. And what it boils down to is I could be making probably double the money I'm making right now if I would have been placed in the right spot. That's how big of an effect that had on me. And I just want everybody to know that every little thing that all of you do has an effect on somebody. And that's why I got a little passionate about it the other night when we were talking about everybody matters. I was one of the people that got completely screwed over and got pushed into the middle, and now it's like I start from complete scratch. And that is why I created my own team. That is why I have done my own thing. I don't follow Greg fully. I mean, we help each other and I converse with him, but that is why I have done everything on my own, and I did my own team and everything. I am like a founding coach. I am like starting from scratch. I don't really have a coach. And I don't have the upline support, and I don't have the cycle, the money that I could have. And I didn't use that as an excuse, and all it did was make me push harder and work harder. So just know that there's no excuses. You guys, like Amanda, for instance, is placed so high in our downline, she has no idea how much money she could be making if she built this business. The upline help is outrageous. The fact that you guys all have me placing coaches under you and Nikki placing coaches under you is going to be huge for you guys. And it helps you guys awesomely because it's like I started from scratch, so you guys are getting a lot more upline help than you normally would because I started the tree. Really hard to explain, but yeah.
So the punchline here is we've been kind of holding back to announce this because we haven't told his parents yet. But this is a big deal because Corey is retiring from his regular job. He is not going to go back. He is going to go at Beachbody full time. I'm probably going to start crying. So it's a big deal. This is life changing, and
like like I said, I ran a family business. I have never gone out in the world and tried to work like a normal civilian. Anybody can do this. I have a high school diploma and a certified personal trainer certification. That's it. Anybody can do this. Any one of you, if you want to try hard enough and put enough into it, can build a life for yourself and never have to work for anybody ever again and never have to have any worries ever again. Me and Nikki have done so much stuff over the last 2 years that we never got to do in the first 6 years of our marriage. It's amazing. And being hurt has allowed us to see if we can even survive off Beachbody. And for the last 2 months, it's like we haven't missed a beat. And it boils down to all of you. Without all of you, I have nothing. So just know that each and every single one of you is changing my life. Like, you guys are not only changing somebody else's life, you've changed our lives too. And we appreciate you for that.
And we want to help change your lives. So having said that, we're going to let Michelle kind of take over and kind of go over the big picture and and kind of add to all of that big story. Ta-da!
Okay, so the ones that were on the call last night, Corrie kind of talked about it, the big picture pretty much kind of last night about how we all are a team and help each other. Sort of like if I like lose my rank and don't keep myself active, then that affects my sponsor coach, and she could lose her. Sarah's not a diamond yet, is she?
Who?
Sarah's a diamond, is she? Okay, so if Sarah was a diamond and I lost my rank, then she could possibly lose her diamond rank. So, things like that affect everybody, like Corrie. If his go inactive, then he can lose his 3-star. He could drop down.
I can very easily go right back to diamond from 3-star just from one coach dropping, and that's a pay cut. I mean, it's a huge deal.
And I know a lot of us just see our little tiny bubble or our circle, but it's so much bigger than that. Because I know we're focusing on, I need to make money. I want to pay for my Shakeology. I need to do it right now. But if you are out running your own business out, like a storefront or a restaurant or whatever, most businesses are in the red for the first 2 years. They don't make money because they've had to put so much money into it. And you've got to think of this as a business. And we're paying like $115 a month, with your Shakeology and your coach fee. You cannot run any other business for that little. And I know a lot of people don't think of it, if you're going to be a hobby coach, that's fine. A discount coach, that's fine, but if you're really wanting to work it, you've got to get that concept in your head that it's a business. And I know a lot of people have other jobs and, they're crunched on time, but if you could figure out where you can throw in those power hours, that's like me. Ever since I actually started working the business, I have not watched TV. I'll do a movie night with the family here and there, but I have not watched my favorite shows since I started actually working the business.
Me neither.
Everybody has to do that.
It takes sacrifice. That's
not everybody has to do that, but some people spend 2-3 hours watching their shows each night. But even when I'm like doing movie night with the family, I still have my phone and I'm still like answering or commenting or whatever. So you got to find those little things, like if you're at an appointment sitting in a doctor's office, you can get on your phone and kind of post or answer comments, whatever. But you've got to find those little times that you can throw in there or that you can sacrifice. And that's where a lot of people run into issues because they don't have spouses that support them. So their spouses won't kind of take some of the obligations. That's like, I have a great support, I don't have to do the dishes. I don't have to really clean the house. I cook dinner and I do this in my other job. And, I have my granddaughter, but I also have help with her. But some people don't have that support. Their spouse is like totally unsupportive, don't understand this coaching business, won't kind of help out so they can have a little more time. So you're going to have to find the time on your own if you don't have that support and cut things out that, you don't necessarily, it's not going to move you forward, so to speak. You don't have to totally give up everything, but and what helps, I forget where I saw this, it was in some training, but if you write down like your schedule, what you do every single, like in a day, you will find those times that you can like add stuff in and get rid of, because a lot of people have a lot of wasted time they don't realize. But you know, but if you get into the mindset it's a business and you start thinking of it as a business, and with any business, you've got to spend a little bit of money. That's sort of like the ad. You know, some people run the Facebook ads. Mine have not really done any good, but you got to find that sweet spot, or that I guess that niche, or that whatever that attracts you. And then there's like the things that make your job easier, like the scheduling websites like Buffer or whatever. So, you know, if that would help save you time, it's like what, $10 a month?
Yep.
You know, they do have one that's free, but I think you don't get very much with that. But for $10 a month, you know, you can schedule all your posts for your groups or for your like page, or I don't think you can do it on the message boards, can you?
No.
Okay. But you can schedule your posts for, you know, your social media, and that cuts out your time right there.
It's huge. I schedule out a week or two in advance, and I walk away and don't have to deal with it.
I mean, I actually have not utilized that, just because I get up and most of my posts are spur of the moment out of my head when I do it. I don't come up with stuff ahead of time. I really don't. But I will start utilizing that. But there's so many things out there. That's like the automatic CEO, which is like, it's got so much stuff in it that I haven't even touched in it. But you know, you can put all your contacts in it. You send out bulk emails, and it personally addresses each person.
Yep. So instead of having to send 500 emails separately, you can send 500 at once, and that person thinks you're specifically talking to them. By the way, it changes everybody's names and puts everything in there like you're talking to that person. It personalizes it.
When Corrie was really like a robot, I used that for him. I was helping him with his work, and I got to play with it a little bit, and I was really jealous, and I'll be getting that soon. It's truly amazing. Something that I think every Beachbody coach should have.
Yeah.
And they have training in there. They have like what are those things called? You know, they have, like, if you have somebody that signs up for a free membership,
Autoresponders.
Yeah, the autoresponders. You can go sign them up with the autoresponder, and it's like day one, it'll send them a like, hey, welcome, you know, thanks for signing up for the free membership. I think it's like day 7, it sends another one. It just gives them little bits and pieces of.
It drips them emails for over a week, like for like seven times. So you don't have to consistently follow up. It's following up for you. Your
Shakeology people, they have one in there for like one-time Shakeology orders, or they have one in there for your home direct orders. But there's so much stuff in there. You can customize emails in there. Like I have one that I did up for welcoming new customers. That, you know, I just, as soon as I get a new customer, I go put their email address over in the automatic CEO and send them a welcome letter. And that way you also know if they read it. It will tell you if they opened it. So that saves you on wondering, hey, did they get my email? Did it go to their spam folder? You know. But there's so much stuff out there, and I know they talk about it a lot in the Gauge group. So, you know, go in there and check. If you don't go in there often, just go in there and pop in. But they do talk about this stuff. But back to the big picture thing. But we're all a team. Even though I'm not directly under Corrie, you know, he helps me a lot. Just watching what he does. And I kind of, you know, you take bits and pieces of all these bigger coaches and make it your own, you know, word it yourself, but, you know, kind of follow them and see what they're doing, because obviously they're doing something right. And, you know, definitely when there's training, get into the training. I know I have some coaches that want to work it, but they keep saying they don't have time. And I keep trying to get them to at least do some of it, do a little bit here, a little bit there. But yeah, we're all a big team. We're all helping each other. That's why I love the VIP group.
Yeah.
You know, we're all in there helping each other's customers.
Yep.
And that's why, like, you know, somebody talks about the Energize and we go in there and like, oh, that's great stuff. It gives me great energy. Well, you know, we're kind of boosting that and, you know, for maybe your customer to buy from them.
Yep.
It doesn't benefit us per se, but, you know, it helps another coach.
Yep.
But, and that's kind of like the thing, you know, when you go in there and they're seeing your stuff, you know, you promoting these products, they're like, hey, maybe I need to try that. And they'll order it. But, you know, we just have to all help each other. We all have to think about down the road, not today, not tomorrow, not next month. You know, it could be a year. It could be 2 years. What, Greg, his was 4 years from when he actually started working the business?
Yes. Like, for instance, me, I'm retiring from my job, and I've only been a coach for 2.5 years. It can happen that fast if you're consistent. And trust me, the first year was not fun. It sucked, and I didn't make any money. So, I mean, that's just the way it goes. You know what I mean? Like, first year, I probably broke even.
I'm getting pulled over.
So, but yeah, you know, and I know a lot of people come into this with, oh, I'm going to make so much money to begin with. I'm going to get customers left and right. And it just does not. Well, if you're lucky and you already have like a big following and you have your own niche, like Leah Heinfeld, you know, she's got her horse website. There's no Beachbody on it whatsoever. You know, and she has that niche already, and you know, stuff like that. Some people are just, they already have it. You know, I started out on Facebook with nothing. I didn't have Facebook, period. So I had no friends. I had no warm market, you know, none of that stuff. I had to start from scratch. So, and yeah. So, you know, the only reason I even got on Facebook was because my son's in the military. I wanted to keep up with him. And then once I got into Sarah's group on the message boards and she was on Facebook, I'm like, okay, well, you know, I'll go over there on Facebook and get in her group, you know. So I started from nothing. So if you have friends, and I know family is the worst. They do not want to see nothing you're doing about fitness and all that. But, you know, so what? Who cares? You got to get past your comfort zone. You've got to start posting stuff, you know, like they were talking about the other night. You're not going to post every single thing Beachbody on your personal page, but, you know, throw yourself in there with, you know, a picture of your dinner, and you can have your little container sitting next to it. And somebody's going to be like, what are those containers?
Yep.
And then you can kind of, you know, explain. So if you have people already, friends, lots of friends on your Facebook, start posting on your personal page. That'll help you do. And I don't know. I got so much in my head, and I'm kind of like Corrie, it doesn't want to come out. But let me just go touch base on what I wanted to talk about on sponsor coaches. Because it's not anyone in particular, like in our team, but I see it because I have coaches that have friended me on Facebook, and I didn't know they were coaches to begin with. And then when I get to talking to them about Beachbody and, oh, do you have a coach kind of thing, and that pops up there, a discount coach. But there's one in particular, she comes to me with so many questions, and I'm like, you know, and I'm like, well, doesn't your upline coach have training? Or, you know, what did your coach tell you? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, once she signed up as a discount coach, and she's actually starting to work the business, so it would be wise for her coach to work with her. She's like, once she signed up as a discount coach, she pretty much got ignored. And there's so many, like, on the message boards, too. I know Caitlin, is it Caitlin that got several that were discount coaches, and then they canceled their coach account, and they're going to wait 6 months and sign up under her. But there are so many coaches that they sign a coach and then they forget you. And
discount coach.
We don't want to be a team that does that, because Greg, of all people, was a discount coach, and now he's made over $500,000. I mean, you never know who your next superstar is going to be. And I try to make it, we should be providing good service regardless. If we want to sign them up as a discount coach, then that's our choice. We obviously put that in front of them. That means we still have to support them. They're still a customer. Like, we can't just leave people by the wayside and forget about people just because they're now a discount coach and you don't have to worry about them anymore.
At least treat them like your client, you know, still. So I have discount coaches that and because I'm such a baby diamond, I need them. Like, I need them to stay active, and I need them to stick with me, because if that one of them drops out, I'm like, what? What's happening? So just, I guess, don't discount your discount coaches. I've had a couple with me since the very, very, very beginning. Patsy is she doesn't really work the business, but she's constantly in the VIP group, and she has been with me. She's one of the very first people that I got off the message boards the very first time I started working the business. So just, you don't want to discount your discount coaches.
They're just as important as regular coaches.
Yes, and and like with mine, they're in my group, and I treat them just like regular customers or clients or whatever, because it was my choice to put it out there and offer them, hey, you can get a discount on your Shakeology. That was my choice, so I still need to work with them. That's like me. I started out as a discount coach. Period. I was not going to work it. I ordered so much stuff that I wanted that 25% off, because I was getting the Results in Recovery, the E&E, the P90X bars, the Shakeology. I was like, I need that 25% off. But even though I was a discount coach, Sarah put me into Team Just Believe. And I think she put me in Team Engage. And I started seeing what everybody was doing. Now, granted, some discount coaches are not going to want to be put in those groups, and they're going to leave, But I started seeing what everybody was doing, and I'm like, hey, maybe I can do that too. So I started working it. So you never know who will pick up on what we're doing and say, hey, maybe I can make a little money, maybe I can pay for my Shakeology, and they start working it. So yeah, never discount them just because they're a discount. But another thing I wanted to go over was, and I know none of the discount coaches are on this call, but hopefully, some of their uplines will get them to watch it. But I know sometimes discount coaches actually get coaches signed under them. It could be friends, it could be family, because they want the discount, and they might want to work it. This is what a lot of upline coaches do. If their discount coaches sign coaches, they will train them, they will mentor them, because the discount coach isn't working the business. So if some of your discount coaches, because you'll know when they sign a coach, if they sign somebody, get with them and say, hey, are they going to work the business, or they just discount? What are they? I will train them. I will mentor them. I will get them into all the training for you if they're wanting to work the business.
Because ultimately, if they're under you and you're seeing that, then what they do directly affects you and your business.
Yep.
And if they are successful, then you are successful.
And if the discount coach quits, and that person all of a sudden is your coach now. So, I mean, their rank is going to affect your rank. Like, that's why I try to train everyone, or talk to everyone, and reach out to everyone, and open myself up to everyone, because everyone matters, 100%.
That was the summit.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next summit. But one last thing really is if you're going to sign coaches, if you're iffy on if you really want to work the business full time or if you're just kind of teeter-tottering on being discount, of course, get your upline to help if you sign somebody. But if you're going to sign coaches, you need to be there for them 100%. Don't go just throw them into all the training and leave them. Yep. You've got to keep in contact with them. You've got to, keep in touch with them. Don't just throw them into Team Just Believe and expect them to run with asking questions or leave it up to Corrie to, answer all their questions or whatever. You've got to be there for them. So,
if you signed them, they're your responsibility first. Yeah.
Now, granted, we tell them, or Corrie tells them, once they're in Team Just Believe, they can ask questions, whatever. But make sure you have your notifications where you'll get notified when your friends post. That way, if you see them ask a question, go in there and try and answer it first. If you don't know the answer, and I'm going to tell you the biggest thing is FAQ and Beachbody. There are so many times I've seen questions posted in the group that could have been answered in the FAQ. So it just takes a little effort to go find the answer. And if nothing else, I Google and it will find the answer on the Beachbody website for me. So just be there. Know that people are looking up to you and they're counting on you if you sign people under you. Because not everybody is a go-getter and will go do all the training on their own and go into the online office and automatically go through anything. They need guidance. So make sure you're there for them. If you haven't heard from them, check on them. I have mine that'll start the training and they'll tag me for a little bit and then I won't see them for a week. And I'm like, hey, you still doing the training? What's up? So just make sure you keep checking in on them because, ultimately they're going to help you climb up that ladder. They're going to help you get to diamond. Every single one of my customers that are on Shakeology, I try and get them to be a discount coach. Now, some of them just don't want to do it. I don't know why. They just don't. And I'm sure it has something to do with they think they're going to get, locked into something they can't get out of. But one reason is because they see some negative posts on the message board or wherever saying, oh, I tried to cancel my coach account and they kept charging me for a year and I never could get them to stop. Well, that's because they didn't do it properly. All you got to do is fill out the form and email it and you're good, so but a lot of people are just scared. But every single one of mine, I want to be a discount coach because it's going to boost me up. And then at some point, I will get working coaches. And Sherry's fixing to sign her husband, so I'm 2 coaches from being diamond. Yay! Yeah, I know. I'm totally skipping Ruby. I'm going straight to diamond.
Okay, as is that Sherry? Yeah. Just to kind of wrap up, I just have something personal.
I'm here. Nikki, I had to call because I'm in the car.
I thought that was you. Okay, so just to kind of wrap up, I just wanted to say that I love our team, and to me, it's about helping everyone and staying accountable with you guys, and being accountable with all of you has helped me grow my business. And I love you all.
Everyone matters. Remember, your first year is going to be hard. Everything you do matters. It will catch up to you eventually, I promise you. First year was hard for me, and then after that, it sprouted like crazy. Okay? Just remember that.
I think that's all we have.
Do you have any questions, anyone?
Anybody have any
questions? Okay. I guess we're out of here.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is Sherry. I had to call you because I wasn't at home. But I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, do you have any questions?
Nope.
Okay.
No. Okay, well then we're good then.